Hi, I'm Mona, and if you're here, you found Kaleidoscope Dreams Tarot. Today we're going to do a pick a card reading for the healing energy sessions. I have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Now, today we're going to do the question, how can I let go of toxic misconceptions? And this is part number 2. All right? So, at the end, we're going to have advice in a different situation because the last time we did this type of question, I use different examples. And because all of us are maybe not sure why we are misconceiving situations, I thought I'd throw out a few situations because it might resonate with you, but it might not, so don't worry about it. We still have more of this question to go. We have other parts that I will bring in. So once again, how can I let go of toxic misconceptions? And this is part 2. So I would also like to say that you shouldn't live your life by the tarot. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm not here to predict your future. I'm not here to change your religion, anything like that. What I'm here to do is to possibly help you to think about yourself, about your life and what has happened, maybe the types of transformations you're going through. You quite don't understand them. Okay? So basically what I'm doing here is I'm just throwing out options or ideas for you to look within, to help you find your own solution to your own problems. Because when we heal, it's usually ourselves who heal ourselves. It's not really an outside source. Some kind of epiphany comes into our life, and then we realize what has happened, and then we find out how to heal from it. A lot of you may not know how to heal yet because possibly you don't know your situation, your own situation. So I'm just throwing stuff out there, and hopefully somebody will pick up on something and you will do your own research to figure out how you can heal yourself, right? And how you can get through this rough patch. We all have to do it, and I'm just here to help, move you along, to help you heal yourself, okay, without having to go to any, outside sources that you have to pay hundreds of dollars to, all right? Because usually in the end, we figure out that we have healed ourselves and we've wasted a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And if you need more time to choose which pile resonates best with you, then go ahead and stop the video. Okay, I would like to add to please subscribe, like, comment, and share these videos. Somebody out there might need it. Okay, and by you providing a share of this video, you might be able to actually help someone too. Sharing is caring, right? I would also like if you could comment on this video and perhaps tell your own story, because you may have a situation in your life that you are willing to talk about that might actually help someone out there. Shoot, you might even help me, right? I'm going through the same healing process as you guys, and I'm trying to heal myself too, and I need some options too. Also, to my subscribers, welcome back to the channel. Hopefully we can help you out today. And to any new subscribers, hopefully we can find some, help for you guys too, and maybe relieve that burden that's on your shoulder just a little bit. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to get started with pile number 1. If I could stop the video for a sec. Okay, so we have the question, how can I let go of toxic misconceptions? Well, let's see what's going on here. Okay, we have the deer. And the deer represents sensitivity and peace. So maybe you're not understanding something in your life. That's why you're here. And you do want to see peace happen all around you, but it just doesn't seem to be happening with whatever you're doing. Perhaps people are against whatever you say or your ideas. Maybe whatever you've discovered and you're trying to share with others, they're not quite taking it the wrong way, and your peace may be compromised, right? Let's go ahead and find out what's going on here. Now remember, these cards may or may not resonate. If they do, you don't have to go along with it. You can let it go and make your own happiness. If they don't, just move on to the end. Find out what advice we have from the universe and from Buddha. All right, so we have, whoops, cards upside down is what we have. Let me fix that for you guys. Okay. Actually, you guys, this is unbelievable. I do go ahead. This is actually the only card that was upside down. So I'm just going to keep it like that because I do go through the cards and I make sure that they're all in the upright position. But there we are. It's upside down. So that might be a sign from the universe. I did use these cards previously, of course, and I could have sworn I flipped it back, but that's the universe for you. Next, we have the Knight of Rods. We have Strength card, the Tower, the Seven of Swords, the Moon card, wow, the Tower again, the Five of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Cups. Oh, another upside down card. Jeez, you guys. The Star in reverse. I'm going to leave the cards upside down if they come out that way, because I do realize, I do remember turning them all, right side up, but, anyhow. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 major arcanas here. That's half of this reading. Let's start from the beginning. We have the Death card, and we have it in the reverse. So an ending has not occurred yet. You may have had some information come in, some passionate information about a situation, but it has not ended yet. And the universe is asking you to keep strength in this situation. You may have had the Tower moment. Something could have abruptly ended, but it didn't quite absolutely come to an end, right? You may have found out about some deception in your life, right? Deception, loss, thievery, lying, cheating, whatever it is, you found out about it. And we do have the Moon card here, and that is double confirmation of possibly lies and deception or secrets that have been held, right? Illusions. It could also signify fear and anxiety. So you could be feeling not so good right now. Once again, we have the Tower moment. All right? And there's been sudden change in your situation. You might have even been awakened over a situation that has previously happened. And you may have even been thrown out in the cold over it. Somebody left you behind, or you left somebody else behind. You put them out the cold. It could be either way. But we do have the Two of Cups here. And you might have even actually spoken up about emotions that you've given to someone else. And this is why the Tower moment might have ended. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's why the Tower moment came in and ended whatever it was that was going on. Right? Now, you do feel trapped in a situation. Indicated by this Eight of Swords, and you see there's a woman there and she's bound and tied up and she's trapped between these swords. But as you can see, they're not really that tight. They're kind of loose and kind of falling off. So she can release herself, and then once she does, she can just walk straight out because there's no swords in front of her. So this is signifying to me that whatever has come to an end and you're feeling trapped, like you can't move, I think that's all mental. Also, excuse me, confirmed by the Seven of Cups. You may feel like your options have all run out. You don't know what to do anymore. You're stuck. And you possibly even lost hope in this whole situation. The Star card can signify hope, faith, and all that. But you know what? It could also be a card of loss, theft, and abandonment, regardless of whether it's upright or reversed. It could still be upright and still you could feel loss, theft, and abandonment. So it really doesn't matter what position the star card is in. You're possibly feeling that way right now with all the things that have happened to you. Maybe these aren't options. Maybe these are all situations you've been through. And now you're up in your head thinking, gosh, what have I done? And now you're keeping yourself trapped in this situation, not moving forward, possibly out of guilt, right? Maybe, you recognize these things that have happened to you because possibly you have done that to others. Well, the star card is there, and possibly those things you are feeling, those negative things, but I'm going to tell you what, there's still hope. There is always hope. No matter what, there is always hope. Secrets can come to light and things can be resolved. And I just saw the number 1111. Look it up. I suggest you do that. Especially when I said there's hope. That's when I saw it. Google that number and see what that means for you and what it means in regards to hope. All right? So if this sounds like your situation, then I'll go ahead and I'll see you at the end. Okay? And we can see what kind of solutions we can come up for you in this situation from the universe. All right? So let me go ahead and... Okay, so this is for pile number 2, for those of you who chose pile number 2, okay? So remember, our question is, how can I let go of toxic misconception? Well, let's see what's going on first in the cards, and then we will go on from there. Okay, so we have the angel, and the angel represents guardian of hope and wonder, right? So perhaps you're doing a lot of praying in your situation. Perhaps you're hoping for a good outcome, and you're actually wondering what's going to happen. Well, you have an angel there, and the angel is looking over you. So I don't think that you should fear anything, because there's hope, and you should stop wondering about negativity, because I think positivity is what this angel is carrying for you, carrying a star for you. Anyways, let's go ahead and find out what the cards say. Now remember, they don't have to resonate. If they don't, you can move to the end. If they do, just remember, you create your own destiny and happiness, okay? So don't trip too much. All right, we have the Lovers. We have the Four of Swords. We have the Knight of Pentacles, Page of Hats, the Six of Swords, Temperance, Eight of Cups, Page of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, Three of Pentacles. Oh, we also have the Seven of Wands in reverse, and then we have the Sun card. So I did say in the last spread that I did check the cards to make sure they're all upright, but maybe I might have missed a few. Okay, but I'm going to leave it like that this time around, okay, because things are changing. It's the last, it's the last day of the new year, of 2019, to be honest with you guys. That's what today is. Today is December 31st. So we're going to find out, apparently, what's going on with this last day of the new year. I didn't mention that in the last pile, but maybe I'll mention it at the end. Anyhow. Let's move forward. We have 1, 2, 3, and we have 4 major arcana here, okay? Has to do with love. Has to do with being patient. Has to do with going within or possibly feeling stuck. And it has to do with somebody who you consider your sunshine, that warm person that you love, that fun person, right? Anyways, let's start from the beginning here. We have the Lovers, very first card out. So you seem to be in your head about this. So you're trying to go within. You're trying to figure out what you are going to do about this Lover's situation. We have the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight of the deck. And that's understandable because the Knight of Pentacles is really trying to work hard to build the pentacles. It's not easy to make money, takes time, takes effort. So that's why he's the slowest moving knight. Maybe he's just trying to get his act together, right? And also with that Four of Swords energy trying to go within, that's going to take a little extra time too. So be patient, right? We have this Page of Hats. And the Page of Hats is a messenger, a young messenger, somebody that's possibly wanting to give a message. The Page of Hats can also signify a child. It doesn't have to be, because usually the Page of Hats or Page of Cups has a little fish coming out of the hat. And in this case, this might not be the case. It still might be, but it doesn't have to be, right? I do see you might be receiving a message of somebody coming towards you or somebody moving away from you. It seems that you have been patient in a situation. You've been tempering all sorts of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You've been trying to balance yourself. You've been trying to find purpose. We do have the Eight of Cups here. So it does seem like somebody is walking away, right? That could be you walking away from a lover of the past. This lover could actually signify you moving away from that lover because you're done. You're done, right? You're looking for balance and purpose now. It's not really working. This wasn't really working out for you, so you're walking away, moving away. I also see this Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles is a new idea, a message of a new idea, concerning stability, finances, grounding yourself, finding balance, kind of like that Temperance card. But you're in the Hanged Man mode, right? You have to take a pause for a minute. You need to surrender yourself. You need to let go of what it is that's holding you back. And it seems like the Knight of Pentacles is moving slow because you're also in this Hanged Man mode. Maybe you're nervous of letting something go. Perhaps your perspective or your misconception of life has been toxic, and now you're beginning to see it, but you're just not knowing how to deal with it. Perhaps you're worried about money. That's what I'm feeling here. Like there might be some worry over money here. Because you are working. You are working a lot. You're trying to work at something. You may be even trying to work on yourself and your emotions. But I will say, what's more important to you? Love or money? Would you rather lose the money so you can find love and ultimate happiness, where you can build together with your love, the one you really do love, and build together and, make your own happiness that way? You can rebuild. Anybody can rebuild. A lot of companies start from the ground up. Takes time, takes effort. Some fail, and what do? They get right back in there and they try to do it again. Just make sure that you're not hurting anyone along the way. Okay? So I do see you working on something. You might be working on yourself. And I do also see the Seven of Wands in the reverse. And the Seven of Wands could be feeling like there's a lot of competition. You're arguing with people. Perhaps you have told somebody that you are moving or leaving them. And there was arguments, but not anymore. I think you've worked this through. And you've decided not to feel jealousy or anger anymore, because you're moving into a direction that's going to cause you, more balance for yourself. You're going to feel more purpose in your life doing this. And what you're moving towards is the sun, a place where you feel that you can be successful, where you can relive again, have that new vitality of life, being more positive, and feeling that warmth of the sun and possibly that warmth of a person that you remember. I just saw the number 2020. This is going to happen to you in the year 2020. Not exactly sure when, but as I said, the warmth of the person, I saw the number 2020. So you might want to look that up. You can Google that number too. I'm kind of shocked myself, to be honest with you. Yeah. So if this sounds like your story, then I'll see you at the end, and we'll see what kind of advice the universe has or what Buddha has for you with this situation. Okay? All right. Okay, so this is for those of you who chose pile number 3. So we're going to find out, how can I let go of toxic misconceptions, okay? And this is video number 2, but let's go ahead and find out. Okay, so we have the lizard, okay? And the lizard represents caution and regenerator. So before I pull out these cards, I want to let you know they may or may not resonate, so don't run with them if they do, or if they don't, whatever. If they don't, you can just skip to the end. You know, if they're there and they're charitable and it's your situation, just know that you create your own destiny and you can find your own happiness. You don't have to let these cards play out in your life, okay? You can change things. All right, so let's move forward. All right, so the first card out we have is the Queen of Swords, 2 of Rods, 8 of Cups, 2 of Cups in reverse. Wow! Okay, no, these are all upside downs. Okay, my bad, you guys. Sorry. Okay, and then we have the 5 of Swords. Okay, because, you know, I did actually say in the past, the previous piles, that, you know, a card here and there was coming out upside down, and I thought, wow, did I put those, you know, in upside down? And then when I looked at them, some of them were upside down and some of them weren't. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to keep it. But these were all upside down, so that means that I just put them in the pile upside down. Okay, so just letting you know that. All right, so we're going to move on here. We have the Ace of Wands, the Death card. We have the Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and then we have the King of Rods and the Ace of Cups. Not too shabby. Looks like it's, you know, it seems like it's success, but not without a lot of hassle and stuff. But, you know, that's how life is, kind of, right? Got to go through all kinds of hassles until you can finally get that Ace of Cups you really want, or that happiness, whatever. Anyways, so we have 1, 2, 2 major arcana. Okay, you got the Strength and you got the Death card. All right, so you got to be strong here, and there's something coming to an end. So let's start from the beginning here. We have the Queen of Swords. So you could be dealing with the Queen of Swords, and you could be male or female. These energies can be interchangeable, okay? But you could be dealing with the Queen of Swords. You are looking out into the future. You're trying to make a decision on how the future looks to you, because maybe you picture yourself in a different situation. And I think you do, because we do have the 8 of Cups right here, and it shows that somebody is walking away, and that could be you, could be the other person. Remember, it's interchangeable. It seems that this person was somebody that you gave your emotions to, right? And you're trying to be strong right now. You're trying to be strong in this situation because I think you were hurt, right? There was some, you know, harsh words going on between you two. A lot of fighting and arguing, you know. And if you look on this 2 of Rods, we have a red rose and we have a white rose. I think that's indicating something having to do with the War of Roses. You might want to look up that story. Fight between two sides, 2 battles. But I also do see the Ace of Wands, and it looks like you did have a passionate beginning with this person, but it seems to, as quickly as it started, it came to an end. So maybe it was just a little bit too passionate and a little bit too, you started out too quickly. And you know what? Usually when you do that, when you start relationships too quickly, you know, they don't work out because you don't even get a chance to know the person. What if that person is a slob? Or what if that person just does stuff that you don't like? Or maybe you just don't mesh. Takes time to figure that out. You can't figure that out in a couple weeks or in a couple months. I think it takes a long time to really see if you mesh well with that person. And it looks like this went a little bit too quick here and you didn't really give it time to flourish, right? Didn't give it much thought, so it basically came to an end, right? Now, I will say that it doesn't mean that it's the end of the world, all right? Death can also represent change and transformation, transitioning into another situation, probably something that will bring happiness, right? So we have this Knight of Pentacles, and this could be you trying to work on those pentacles. You know, it's the slowest moving knight in the deck, but it's understandable because it's the slowest moving knight, because the knight's working on his money, trying to find balance within himself. And that shit doesn't take like overnight. That takes a lot of time. So this is understandable why the Knight of Pentacles is the slowing moving knight. But I also see the Knight of Swords here. All right. So you are working on your money, possibly finding your own balance, and you are wanting to move forward, but you know that there might be a slight battle that you might have to deal with somebody who you did share emotions with. All right. I see the Knight of Swords and the King of Rods. They're both facing each other, right? You may receive a message from the Knight of Swords, or you may receive a message from the King of Rods, or you may be these messengers. The King of Rods is really passionate, super passionate, and it seems that the King of Rods may be fighting with the Knight of Swords about whether or not, what's more important, passion or truth here. I think they're both important. I think they're both important, and if you have passion for this person and you want to come in with truth, you're going to have to be strong, especially if it's with somebody that you have shared emotions with, that you do love. Because if you can do this, I think those two will combine. They will combine forces, all right? I have a feeling that you are all three of these knights, and you're dealing with one Queen of Swords. Somebody who might have a sharp tongue, somebody who you may have argued with in the past, somebody that walked away from you, or you walked away from them. But the ultimate outcome here, come on, y'all, is the Ace of Cups. And that's, I mean, I'm so happy to see that. Okay, you'll get there, but it's not going to be without struggle, all right? You got to get your shit together and do what you got to do, and you're going to have that Ace of Cups. You just got to figure out how you're going to do it, and the only way you're going to figure out how to do it is to go within. Don't ask everybody for their opinions. There's some people out there that are not there for your best interest. You're going to need to go within and find your own answers. The main purpose of all these videos, right, is to find your own answers. I just have an opinion. There's a bunch of people out there with opinions. Make sure you go through a lot of opinions. Make sure you look up stuff in books, whatever you need to do to come up with one solution to your problem that's going to fix everything. Don't rely on one opinion. I don't know everything, so don't come here for it. I can just, give you some ideas. And there's a lot of different people that you can go to out there. Shoot, man, you could be at the bus stop talking to someone and they could have an opinion too. You never know. You never know where these things come in, right? But the universe places people in our paths to help us find answers. But you need to take that first step. Because nothing is free. You gotta work for it. Everything you gotta work for. There's nothing free. Whether you're working for it through blood, sweat, and tears, whether you're working through it by being kind to others, whether you're working through it to go within and find yourself and, try to communicate with your spirit guides, meditating more, whatever. That's all work. All of it's work, even though it might not feel like it. Like meditation, what? I fall asleep to that. Well, you know what? It's still work because you're working on yourself. It's all work. It doesn't have to necessarily be sweating and working hard. It could be just simply working on yourself. So, anyways, if this sounds like your situation, then I'll go ahead and I'll see you at the end. Okay, and we'll see what happens, what kind of opinions or advice we can get from the universe and from Buddha. All right, bye. Okay, so we made it here to the end. So I told one of the piles, I can't remember which one, it might have been one or two, but I told them today's date. Okay, and today's date is actually December 31st. It's the last day of 2019. All right, so possibly those piles could be a buildup of 2019 carrying us over to 2020, right? And just because it is the 31st, don't think of like, oh my God, I haven't healed myself. I can't move forward. I'm going to go through cycles again. No, that's not true. Okay, the way I see it is the universe is like the courthouse, right? What if you forget your court date and you don't make it and you're like, oh shoot, man, I missed my court date. What do? You call in and you get an extension. All right? And they give it to you and you come in on another day. So that's how I'm kind of taking it right now. Say you have not finished your healing, you're still going through these processes. You know what? I'm going to be straight with you. Healing is a lifelong process. We're going to be going through healing for the rest of our lives. So don't think that, oh my God, you needed to heal before 2020 comes along. No, I mean, you're going to be doing that forever. Or well, until you pass on to the next life, right? And then you're going to do it all over again. But just know that if you are feeling that way, and maybe you feel like you need to heal yourself from certain situations, maybe you already know that you're going to be healing for the rest of your life, but you also feel like, oh my God, if I don't heal myself from this certain situation, I'm going to go in cycles all over again. That's not necessarily true. The way I see it is, if you are actively working on yourself, the universe sees that. The universe will notice that, and you get automatic extension. All right? So do not worry, you know. Just keep up the good work into finding ways to heal yourself from whatever it is you're healing from, because something new always comes along. So always, okay? You might heal from that important thing and then boom, there's something else, It might not be as drastic because, depending on what level of healing you're at, it could be just different situations. Sometimes healing is just the most minute thing, and sometimes it's a really big thing. But whatever it is you're trying to heal from at the present moment, whatever your present dilemma is, the universe sees that you are actively working out at it, and they're giving you that extension. So don't worry, okay? What else did I want to say? I think that's it. Okay, so let's find out here what's going on and what you need to surrender in this situation. Okay, we're all going through something, and first these are pre-shuffled, but I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle one more time so you guys see that there's no willy-nilly going on, right? Whoa, darn, I feel bad because I bent that card. I'm really attached to the cards and I feel like I just hurt it. Darn you guys. Darn it, darn it. Oh, poor thing. Okay. I hope it can forgive me. So sorry. All right, let's try that again. Okay. God, I'm really attached to the cards. Please tell us, and I'm so sorry, what we must surrender in order to let go of toxic misconceptions. Oh, my poor cards. I feel like they are a life force, you guys. This is why I feel so bad. Darn it. It's okay. I hope it forgives me. I do really love these cards. I love all my cards. One time somebody stole my purse and they stole it there was a deck of cards in it. My very first Rider-Waite cards. I can just imagine what the universe is doing about to that person, but it's not here or there. Okay, let's not think about the past. We move forward in life. Things happen for a reason. Okay, so I'm kind of, gosh, I am seeing something over here. This card for some reason. Because it was, is that the bent one? No, it's not. Okay, well, that's the card I'm feeling, so that's the card we get. Let's go ahead and see now what Buddha has, what kind of Buddha wisdom we can get, what kind of wisdom Buddha can give us in regards to how we can let go of toxic misconceptions. Okay, this is what wisdom Buddha is going to give to us. Okay. Okay. Here we are. Okay, we'll put this to the side. All right. And I do have the Buddha Wisdom Shakti Power Book because, of course, I'm going to read from it. All right, so we want to know how can I let go toxic misconceptions. Okay, we're going to start with the surrender card. We're going to find out surrender to passion. Okay, so you might be passionate about something, all right? You might be passionate about moving forward in a new business, a new relationship, a new love, whatever it is. Surrender to that passion, okay? Because when you do, you will definitely find some sort of happiness going on there. This is a sign from the universe that it's a green light. You can go now. All right? Make sure you look out for the red flags, but just know the universe is giving you that green light. Go. All right, let's see what it says here. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. Let it flow like that river, right? Do not swim against the current. You're never going to get anywhere and you're going to waste your energy. Just let it flow. Go with the flow. This is a very nice card. I don't think I've gotten this card in forever. Okay, so yeah, surrender to your passion. I think your happiness lies there. Okay, very nice. So whatever it is, you know, how can you let go of toxic misconceptions? Perhaps somebody has told you, no, don't do this or don't do that. Oh, you can't. It's not going to work. You know what? Why do people say that? People say that because they don't want you to do it, because they feel like if you do it, you're going to find your happiness and you're going to be happy, and they're not, so why should you be happy? They want you to be unhappy with them. That's basically what that is, right? Follow your passion. You don't need to listen to what anybody else has to say. If you feel good about something and you want to move forward in a certain situation, you go do it. Because that's what you feel, that's what you should do, you know? Follow your heart, follow your passion, you know what I'm saying? Let's find out what Buddha has to say about all this. Ooh, I don't think I've gotten this one. 9, 10, 11, 12. Number 12, okay, that reduces to number 3. So something could happen in the 3rd month. Something could happen in 3 days. Something could happen in 3 weeks. Who knows, you know? Place that how you want. You could be a number 3 life path number, you know, whatever. Apply it to how you think it might work for you, okay? I have the 8 manifestations of Padmasambhava, the lotus-born one. A great teacher is a treasure. Seek to find one. Listen, the lotus-born one. When I said that, something just absolutely popped into my head. And what it was, you know, perhaps you have basically been dragged through the mud, pulled by a horse and dragged or something, feeling like that, you know what I'm saying? Just feeling like everything has gone wrong that can go wrong, right? Perhaps you became even homeless, penniless, having no one there to support you. I mean, that's the lowest you can get. Feeling like, you know what, I'm done with this life. But don't give up. Because I'll tell you what, the lotus born one, the lotus grows from the muddy, murky depths of the swamps. But it is such a beautiful flower. If the lotus flower can push its way through up that mud and that murkiness and that nastiness, whatever is there, and show up as this beautiful, flourishing flower, don't you think you can do that too? That is the flow of the earth. The reason that one little lotus can start as a seed and grow through all that, those terrible, grainy, mucky waters, is because it takes its time. It's going with the flow, with its own way of growth. It doesn't need to rush growth. It goes slowly and it moves along in its proper timing. Okay? It's pushing itself up, the grain, the sand, the murkiness, the muddiness. And finally, it will reach the top and it will sprout into a beautiful flower. That's the way of the universe. We have to go through so much turmoil and sadness and heartbreak and just being dragged through that mud in order to come out as something much more beautiful, much more better than we were before. But these things take time. You cannot rush anything that flourishes, especially in the right direction. When you rush things, they don't seem to come out right. A lot of energy has been wasted, and it comes out weak and possibly will die earlier. Like if that flower, if it would rush things, it might not have all the strength it needs to get there. Kind of like the butterfly, right? The butterfly makes a cocoon around itself and it goes through its process of changing. But you mustn't disturb that change. You mustn't disturb it coming out of that cocoon on its own, because if you rush it, it's not strong enough to actually survive. And this is why you leave it and let nature take its course. So make sure that you're moving in a nice, steady, kind of go with the flow, motion. And when the time comes, you will know. You will know when you can finally show that passion that you've been holding inside. And I know you might want to just burst out right now with that passion, but Buddha's telling you to possibly seek out a teacher or somebody that can help you learn, right? It's not me, okay? It's not me. I'm just here to give opinions of what you can do, okay? Or maybe I am. Who knows? I don't know. But find somebody that you think might be able to help you to progress, to find your inner self, to actually find the beauty inside you that can go with the flow and can smoothly move along in life like that lotus flower that's pushing its way through that mud. Because eventually a beautiful flower will grow out of that. Just something absolutely life-changing, fantastic, beautiful. Okay? Now when it comes to how can I let go of toxic misconceptions, I wanted to bring up 3 subjects. Okay? Oh, before I do that, let me read from the book. Almost forgot. Let's see what the 8 manifestations of Padmasambhava says, okay? Just real quick, you guys. Come on, it doesn't take too long. I don't know if you like these or not, but I love them. The 8 manifestations of Padmasambhava, the lotus-born one. Padmasambhava is an archetype of embodiment of the accumulated knowledge, wisdom, love, and power of the Buddhist tradition. But he was a human being born in India in the 8th century. He brought Buddhism to Tibet, traveling there by foot, and built the first Buddhist monastery there at Samye. He is the founder of the Nyingma school of Buddhism and is lovingly called Guru Rinpoche. Rinpoche, okay. Reverend teacher. He is represented here in the various energetic states he takes on as a teacher in his first and future lives. He transforms his approach to each situation in order to best teach in whatever way is needed for different students and different times. Just in case you guys want to get a better peek at this card, let me see if I can bring that closer. You see that? Kind of neat, right? All different situations. So whatever situation is going on, what he's doing is he's applying that situation, to however he needs to teach whatever he needs to teach, right? Because everyone's different and we all have different learning techniques and different teaching techniques, right? Just know that you can be the student, but you're not always the student. Sometimes you can actually be the teacher. All right, let's move on here. The central figure is a portrait of a monk king of Zohar. Below he is represented as Guru Shakya Senge, wearing the 3 yellow monastic robes. These two are about to study the sutras, religious writings. At the top left of his manifestation as Chakra Sambhavara, in embrace with his female practice partner consort. In paintings, he is usually represented in the position like this as these words, Urg Yen Dorjur Cheng. Okay, I know I'm mangling the words, sorry guys. Another version of Bodhisattva in embrace. However, this Danka's iconography was changed according to the commissioner's teacher's instructions, a common practice to make the Danka most relevant to the practitioner. Below him is Pema Gyalpo, the Lotus King, portrayed as a cremation ground dweller. There are Buddhist practices done in cremation grounds because they are places where the line is thin between this world and the world of spirits, gods, and ghosts, many of whom are called upon for various reasons. Opposite him is King Loden Chokshi, the wise seeker of excellence. At the bottom middle right is monk Nyima Odzur, or Sunrays Guru, another cremation ground practitioner. Below the central figure and to the outer sides are 2 wilder wrath manifestations, Guru Senge Dradak on the right, whose name means one who teaches with lion's voice. And then we have trampling on any forces harmful to the Dharma. And to the left, Dorje Drolo, subduer of demons. He is flanked by 2 of his 5 consorts, the ones most revered for their contributions to Buddhism, Machik Labdram and Mandarava on the left and right, respectively. So what I'm seeing here is it's not always, everybody teaches in their own way, right? Sometimes you have to be firm with somebody because they just don't want to listen, and then once you are firm with them, they're like, okay, I understand, right? And some people are like, don't yell at me, don't tell me like that, because they're not going to listen to you, right? And then there's some that, they have to do a dance or whatever. There's so many different learning ways, okay? Say you don't like to read, so when you read, you pretty much forget everything you've read. Well, maybe you need to watch a video or documentary, right? If you don't like reading, right? Maybe you need to go to a some sort of orientation of some sort, some kind of talk or something where a lot of people gather and listen to a speaker. You know, maybe you need to see a motivational speaker. You know, whatever your learning technique is, what's good for you, that's good for you. Okay? And that's what you might need to do, you know? You're here listening to me maybe because you don't want to read some stuff and you want me to read it to you. You know, and that's okay too. I don't mind. I really don't. But, you know, in the end, you need to find your own form of how you can retain your own knowledge or come up with your own ideas, and only you can allow this teaching to happen for you. Okay? Some people like to read. Me, as a matter of fact, I just like everything. I've just taken everything and anything I can because sometimes I just can't get enough. There'll be days I wake up and I gotta learn this and learn, oh my God, what is this? Why did I dream that? You know, because to be quite honest, I wasn't dreaming for a while there. And, you know, I tried something, you know, just for shits and giggles to see if it worked. And oh my stars, it worked. And, you know, I have full colorful dreams now and I don't even forget them. I remember them. All right. Because people say, well, I dreamt something. I just don't remember it. You know what? I remember them. And they are so clear and so vivid, and I know that they are there because they are messages, and I look up those messages, and or every morning I come up with like this, oh, I know what it means, and I write it down real quick just in case I forget, but you know, I don't. I usually remember, you know. And so, that's how the universe works, and I feel like I'm blessed because I dream in color and I can remember them vividly. Whether I wake up at night, a new one will start and I'll still remember the last one. And I feel so blessed and so lucky that I can receive the messages like that. Because to me, it's unbelievable, especially after not dreaming for months. And one day I tried one thing and boom, dreams. It's like DVD in my brain, high definition. It was like, whoa, I can't believe it, you know? Anyways, so I did want to talk about the 3 subjects of toxic misconceptions really quick before I end this video. I just want to talk about self-image. There's a lot of us who look at ourselves because, and then we look at ourselves like we don't look right, we're not pretty enough, we're not skinny enough, we're not tall enough. But you know what? That is a self-image misconception. You may have been growing up in the past, right? And somebody's told you, oh, you're kind of heavy, but you have a pretty face. Right there is putting you down, you know? Or even harsher, something harsher than that. Like on the media, putting out all these super skinny supermodels, and no one wants to get with you because you're a little chunky. How rude is that? Don't you guys think? I do. I grew up like that. I grew up like that, thinking I was not good enough looking, I was too short, and I was too fat. So my self-esteem was just shot. And then I moved to Long Beach and I thought, whoa, all these dudes are checking me out, because, in certain areas, people think a certain way, right? But in Long Beach, there was a lot of guys approaching me and people would whistle at me and I would be like, is that for me? I'd be looking behind me like, who's behind me? But no, they were whistling at me or they were telling me I was pretty and I could not believe this. And then I realized, you know what? I grew up in a very rude place, a place where people, put self-image and things to the forefront. And that's not very nice, and I realize that now. But that's their issue now because I've changed and I believe that I am a beautiful person. Whether, I'm short, I'm big, I'm little, whatever. Because inside, I am beautiful and I feel that way, right? So let's talk about art next. So a lot of people are very artistic, you know. And they're not like that because boom, they wake up one morning and they can be like Picasso. No. People practice at it. They have a really deep interest in it, right? It doesn't mean that you are not artistic or you can't reach those heights either. But a lot of times there's competition in art and people fighting over who's the best. You know what? Nobody is the best. Art is art. Whatever you can create with your hands that looks beautiful to somebody, it's going to look beautiful to others. It looks beautiful to you, so it's beautiful to everyone. But there are some people that are in competition when it comes to art. And, that's not very nice because art is art. No matter how it comes out, it's still beautiful. And effort was still put into it. Okay? And just because you haven't been practicing it or doing it all your life, doesn't matter. You might be artistic in a different type of way. It doesn't have to be with paint or markers. It could be in creation, pottery, whatever. We all have our own little artistic, ideas. I just saw the number 5544, if that means anything to anyone out there having to do with art, okay? But yeah, art is just anything that's created that is a delight to somebody's eye, you know? You could be throwing up bones and chains and, hammering it together, and somebody's going to think that's beautiful. And it probably is because you might have made it from your heart. So, don't be misconceived in thinking that you can't be a good artist or whatever, because you can. It just takes practice like everything else. And whatever you make, somebody out there is going to think it's absolutely beautiful. Now, let's talk a little bit about love. There's a lot of people out there who whose relationships have not worked out, right? And they've ended, they've been heartbroken, or maybe they get with somebody that they feel like they don't really love that person. They're just not that kind of person, but they've got into that relationship because they felt like, oh my gosh, I need love and this person will provide it for me. But that's not how it works. When it comes to love, love takes time. And if you feel like you don't deserve it or you can't have it, it's most likely that somebody put that thought into your mind, possibly at childhood, right? Oh, you're never going to find this. You're never going to find the one. You're never going to find that person to make you happy. Or you're not worth loving. Or somebody doesn't even have to tell you anything. They show you no love, so you have no idea what it is. And then when it does come along, you run away from it because you feel like that's deception or something because you've never felt that. And a lot of this does come from trauma from childhood, right? Perhaps you never were given a certain type of love or that close emotional love that a parent gives, but you've seen I hate to bring up this vision, but maybe you saw your parents, having sex when you're a child and you were like shocked and you shut the door. And maybe you thought, oh, my parents love each other because they have sex. Well, that's not it either. And then you could be going through your whole life thinking that having sex with this person and that person is love, but it's really not. Love is very deep. Love is everything. Love is life. Love is the air you breathe and what you see out in nature. Love is water. Love is sand. Love is anything that you can have appreciation for without, thinking anything sexual about it. Sexual just happens as part of procreation and the sharing of an energy between two, but good energy, not deceptive energy or lustful energy, but energy that comes from the heart. Okay? When you fall in love with a person, it doesn't necessarily mean you're falling in love with their sex. You're falling in love with that person, who they are inside. Maybe you see something inside them that no one else does, and that's why you love them. Maybe they see something inside you that no one else sees, and that's why they love you, not because of the sex. but because of you as a whole. Whatever that you have in your heart has attracted that person towards you, and that's why they love you. To be quite honest, I think sex is like the last thing when it comes to, being with somebody and wanting to have that closeness. The first thing is to know, is this person my friend? Can I trust this person? Will they be there for me when I'm sad about a situation? Will they be there for me if I need their help? Will they be compassionate for me when I'm hurting? That's number one. Number two, possibly, see, these are my opinions, okay? These are not set in stone because nothing is absolute, right? Second is possibly, can I work with this person in a team environment? Do we get along? Can we work as a team? Can we build something together? Something long lasting? Can we be best friends? That's love too. And then finally, the romantic love could come along. Wow, I think I love this person because they are everything to me. They have my back. They're always there when I need them. They never turn their back on me when I'm in trouble. They always have some sort of answer for me. You know, that's when the romantic love might be starting to come in, because you realize that there's this one person there that will not deceive you or hurt you, and that they've always been there for you, always had your back, always have seen something inside you sparkle. And possibly they wanted you to see that too. A person who wants to help you grow, not hold you down. A person that wants you to feel that love without sex. Passion doesn't have to be only sex. Passion could be just being passionate about a project. And you can be that way with a person without thinking sex. You can feel that way and that love and that warmth just by sitting next to somebody. Just being happy that they're there next to you. That can be just as fulfilling. Just having their company, having them be by your side, So I don't know if you guys got anything out of all this. Okay, these were obviously just my own opinions. But, love and art and self-image could be different to you guys, right? And if they are, I would be so happy if you could, or if they aren't, I would be so happy if you could comment below, because I need a little insight on this too, just like everyone else. What situation have you been through? What do you feel love is? Share that with us. Share that with whoever you can. Share this video. Hey. But yeah, I think I'm going to let you guys go. And this was How Can I Let Go of Toxic Misconceptions, Part 2. And if you guys have any other things to say about self-image, art, or love, I would so much appreciate if you could comment below, because, I need more answers too. I want more opinions too. I want to see what's out there. And somebody else might need it. Okay? I would love that. And I did want to say that today is the last day of 2019. I will actually be deleting, or not deleting, I'll dump everything into a 2019 playlist where you can go there and you can look at other stuff, whatever. But everything for 2020 is going to be brand new. I am going to I'm going to keep the healing energy sessions videos. That's going to still have its own file that's going to carry on to 2020 because, I mean, there's just an abundance of questions that people have. And I do want it to be available to everybody if they need help, okay? Most likely, you know, I mean, I do have that you can get personal readings, but I actually suggest that you just go through my videos first before you start shelling out money, because I'm not here to gain from you. I'm here, you know, to help you and for you to help me as a whole, as a unit. All right? I believe that information should be freely given. And if you're absolutely having problems, I think maybe I'll put up one question readings. I don't know. I'm not going to do any monthlies or how do they feel about me now. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do one question reading and that's it and that's all. You have a question about something, we'll try to go through the reading and I'll talk to you about it and we can figure something out. That's all I'm going to have there. I'm not going to put up 10 different types of readings, okay? It's not necessary. I'll put up maybe like a one question. But I do encourage you to look through the videos first because you might actually find your question in there, right? Okay. So I'm going to let you guys go and I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to upload the signs, the zodiac signs next. And maybe you'll find your zodiac sign for January 1st to the 15th, 2020, because that's what I'm going to be uploading after this. And I really hope that we can all have a happy 2020 and we can all heal each other. That would be fantastic, right? I feel like it would be. So my name is Mona. This is Kaleidoscope Dreams Tarot. And I'll definitely see you guys in 2020. Yeah.